Yo, look at this creative shit right here.
I'm gonna get my whole shit fucked up.
My man is just. Stop. Turn. Sit down. Word. What's up, guys? I'm out here at Woodbridge with Woodbridge's very own KDB, King the Barrist. How you doing, bro?
Chilling, bro. Appreciate you coming out, bro.
I appreciate
Got some shit to talk about today.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. You saying that in this book? I am. Just real quick. Oh yeah. You know how I go. You know how I go. All right. It's just me smoking today, guys. Usually I'll have a guest on this, and we'll hit high times with Sky. Today we are not doing that. I'm smoking. Today we're talking about KDB and what he's been doing. He's been chilling. Homie's been going all out, yeah. Homie's been going all out. He's like
low key.
You said low key. You said you had what is it? Hold on. You had the cookout, which you threw, and your family threw. You had a tour right before then.
Yeah.
You had You had a Peak Day Live concert.
Yeah.
You had a Park Fest.
Yeah.
You had a G-Mine concert, and here at Woodbridge, man, it's everywhere,
a couple
bro.
more shows.
Yeah.
That's not, I did a couple more. I did Only Rage with Kev Fresco. I did the Smash Bros show earlier in the year with Bridge.
Yep. I remember that one. That was good. That's where I met you. That's where I met you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a legendary show, man.
Dude, that was
I'm glad I did that shit, man. Honestly.
That was for your Heartbreaks and Mosh Pits, right?
Yeah. That was around that. I think that album had dropped like 2 days before that concert or something.
That's the album that got me on you. If you guys have not heard, you need to go out. He's on all platforms. I know a lot of y'all only got SoundCloud. Homie's on there too.
Interesting thing about Heartbreaks and Mosh Pits, I don't know if I told you, that album almost didn't drop.
You lightly told me. I think I told you tell me later for now. So go ahead and talk about it. Actually,
man. So, Heartbreaks and Mosh Pits was basically about me and my romantic struggles. I've had romantic encounters, but most of them haven't been amazing. They've been a little toxic. I've been toxic. The situation's been toxic. And the Mosh Pits part was just about all the shows I was doing and just that lifestyle. And I had an epiphany, after a psychedelic trip, and I was just like, man, I can't drop this music, man. I can't do it. I wanted to take a different angle, so I pulled it off of DistroKid.
Oh.
I pulled it off. But what happened was, it's DistroKid, it's the internet. It tweaks, so it dropped anyways.
It completely dropped.
It entirely dropped. The whole track list dropped. My little brother heard it. He was at Virginia Tech. He was in college. He just texted me like, yo, bro. But he texted me at past midnight, so I already knew. I'm like, oh no, it dropped. And he was just like, this album is amazing. It's a portrait of a time in your life where even if you don't want to share those images because you didn't like how you were during that time, it's important for people to see that because they can resonate with it. He's spitting facts. So if y'all do listen to Heartbreaks and Mosh Pits, it only came out because of my little brother.
Thank you, little bro. Yeah, that's actually dope. That's a genuine way to look at it. That's actually really dope, man.
But yeah, back to the agenda.
What was it? Fridge. So I remember you telling me we kind of started around the same with the music and the camera. I met you at the Fridge show, but prior to that, I tried doing research, guys. I tried. Prior to that, you had a Peak Bay Live show, and then you performed for someone's birthday? Before that? A birthday bash.
Did I? I know I had my own birthday bash. Whose birthday did I may have performed for somebody's birthday.
This was last year, 2022.
I don't remember. It's possible. Honestly, bro, I said it to myself. I need to go back and I need to make like a compilation video of all the shows I've done this year, and I guess last year too, because I don't remember all of them. To be honest with you.
I got lucky while I was digging, just because I'm usually the camera guy for the show, so it was kind of easy. I feel that one. Well, let's go ahead, and I wanted to talk to you. Oh, well, first, actually, since you're still on shows, I did want to ask about the cookout.
Yeah.
The simple way to ask me why'd you do the cookout, but more so of like, why did you do the cookout? What was your motive, your reasoning, really?
I got you, bro. So initially, this is my neighborhood that we're in right now. This is actually where we had the event that Sky performed at as well. So shout out to him. I really enjoyed your performance that day, bro.
Thank you. I was out of breath, man. That shit was hard like a motherfucker.
Everybody was out of breath, bro. Everybody was out of breath. Kent Black, he was covering for people. He told me later, like, he was stalling so my boy could catch his breath. Not you, but one of the other. I'm not gonna expose nobody, but shout out Kent Black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. This is the best place to answer that question, because this is where I used to catch the bus going to school. I didn't start high school here, but 2 years, 2 whole years, almost 3 years, caught the bus right here. This is my neighborhood. I was just like, bro, I've done all these shows across the DMV. I finally made it, done some shows. I did a show in Philly. I did a show in New York, and I was just like, man, I want to do something here in my neighborhood, and I want to bring them the art that I've seen that I love. Like, I don't want to just have no cheesy artists, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my starting out artists, you feel me? But I wanted them to have the good artists. I wanted to bring a good show to my neighborhood, and I wanted it to be about the kids. I wanted it to be for the kids. Initially, I wanted to call it the back to school concert. I changed my mind because it's not school related. So we ended up calling it the end of summer concert. And yeah, all my artists came through. This is my first show I ever put on that was a clean, all audience show.
That was cool. When you told me, when you hit me back, like, you have clean lyrics, I had a moment like, but after constant, like, trying and error, it was actually very embracing, so thank you for that.
No problem. And for myself, it was also a welcome challenge, because I got so much dirty music out there, especially my bangers, bro. Laundry, mac and cheese, ashes, breaking all the rules.
Your lyrics. That's what had me. The song that you started with. I forgot what you called it, but I remember just being in the crowd, because I had my kid here that day. First time I brought my kid out to come see you.
Yes, sir.
The song that you started with, like, because I had my son, and it really allowed me to, like, I always pay attention when you perform. I always love when you perform. Like, you are a fanatic performer, bro. You are a phenomenal performer, bro. Just letting you know, you have great charisma, and your energy is out there, and like, I can see that you love what you do. I can see that you love music. I can see that you're enjoying this. But being here with my son for your set, it was very different in a very fulfilling way. So it was like, so tell me about that, because you somewhat mentioned to me you're taking a different approach on things, but not much. So yeah, talk about that.
That song, it's probably gonna be called "Teach Me, Teach You." And I don't remember what honestly made me start writing that song, but I did dedicate that to my Aunt Cheryl. She passed away a few months ago, and that song is just like, how do the lyrics go? Teach me how to love, teach me how to grow, teach me that I'm really only reaping what I sow, teach me how to be love, radiate glow, teach me how to really get used to saying no. So that song is written for the listener to repeat those words. I remember why I started writing that song now. Now I remember. Park Fest. There was an artist named Troya, I believe is her name. And she had a really uplifting set I did not know that you could pass wholesome messages through music in that way.
Yeah.
I literally didn't know.
Wait, really?
I'd never seen it. I'll say I've never seen it, especially not in a live show. Like, it was literally all wholesome, and it was rap. You know, and it was like she lit an incense on stage, and she manifested money for people, and it was just like you felt better afterwards. You felt encouraged, and I said, okay, this is something that I can do. This is something I want to do. It's always been in me. I've always been a good-hearted person. Yeah. You know, but I like to turn up.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
I like to turn up. I like to mosh and like crowd surf and all that wild shit, but after writing that song and after just like some other changes, like I pretty much want all my music to be like that. And especially like even with this show here, like this is my neighborhood, and all these kids that came through, they still see me now. I seen one of the people, he's like, "Hey, what's up, KDB?" He's talking about some rumor his friends told me that they thought I was rich. I was like, shut that down right now. Like, shut that rumor down right now. I'm walking outside with saltine crackers. I was like, bro, you really think?
I mean, it makes sense. I remember being a kid and seeing some type of musician artist and thinking the same thing, and then when they're like, nah, it didn't make any sense. It makes sense now.
Right.
It makes sense now.
Right.
That's my fault. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. That kid, give it some time, man. Like 10 years from now, you're gonna be selling out an arena. That kid's gonna be there.
That'll be lit.
That kid's gonna be there,
lit,
man. Dude, yeah. Here's.
Good.
This man's doing some things, yo. This man's doing some things, yo. Alright. My fault, guys. I'm like half unorthodox, but it's cool. I'm like figuring it out.
While you figuring that out, we gotta make sure to give some props to the birthday boy. It is his birthday, and even he wanted to interview me on his birthday. But happy birthday to you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
More life to you, bro. You awesome soul, bro. And just happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, bro.
Thank you. 30 today.
30. Looks good, man.
Thank you. That just caught me off guard, man. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, bro. Be right with that.
Thank you, and thank y'all whoever watching this. Thank y'all. I wear a size cannabis. Alright.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Alright, how long have you been doing music? How long have you actually been fully committed / dedicated to music?
Mm-hmm.
And when did you know music was gonna have a significant meaning?
Oh, wow. I like that question. I'm trying to think if I can actually remember the point in time where I was like, okay, I'm dead serious with this. But I think I do remember. It was before I dropped my my Old Nah project. When I dropped,
that was a good project.
Appreciate that, bro. That's kind of a ratchet project, you know what I mean? But that's
you can listen to the whole way through, by the way.
Yeah,
you can listen to the whole way through. Check it out.
No skip. It was a short project. I think it was only it's less than 20 minutes. But when I dropped Oh Nah, before Oh Nah, because I remember now that January 1st that year I dropped Boss. I dropped the track Boss with my cousin, Orchestrated Prodigy, and we dropped that song intentionally, saying we're going into this year moving this. He's a phenomenal producer. My family calls us the left and right speaker. We act very similar. He's a little more unhinged than me, you know what I mean? But that's all, bro. We on the same page with the music. We locked in. He's produced a lot of my bangers.
Okay.
And so that was like 2020. It was when I was like, I'm going forward with this. I'm going through with this. And I was still working full time, at this credit union down the street. And I was just, that whole time period, I'm kind of branching a little bit from the question, but that whole time period was when I became serious about music, and when I was still working, I ended up using up so much of my time to where I maximized so much time that I basically was doing as much as I can, like full-time artist stuff while still working. I just worked myself to a point where I can't do both anymore.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And that was the point. I was like, if I quit my job, I gotta say that I did everything that I can. You know.
How'd that feel?
How'd it feel quitting my job?
Yeah.
It felt pretty amazing, bro. It felt pretty amazing. It definitely felt freeing.
You want to talk about, for the many out there watching, want to talk about the emotional broke wave that comes with chasing your dreams, after quitting your 9 to 5, when you know you can do it.
The emotional broke wave.
Here's what I say here's what I should talk about a little bit. So like, and like we see it on Insta all the time. We see it when we're scrolling. A lot of people out there don't think that's a thing. I didn't think that was a thing. Like, I knew it was a thing, but in a sense of being an artist, or in a sense of anything music related, or in a sense of anything, music production related, I didn't think that was a thing. It's just, but a lot of young artists out there don't know that can come with this too.
Yeah.
And you just gotta stick it out. So how is that like for you a little bit?
I'll answer that. I definitely want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about the good experiences I had. I mean, it's one thing saying like I'm gonna go chase my dreams and I'm gonna do it, and then it's another thing actually doing that and living it out. And the depression that you can get from seeing your bills late multiple times is not imaginary. You know, it's not something that you can learn on TikTok. It's real, you know. And I definitely went through that, and I got really depressed. And there was a period of time where I wasn't getting booked for so many shows, where I wasn't getting booked for so much camera work. And the thing is, sometimes you can't see that far. Like, you believe it, but it's like, I haven't done it yet. How do I know that I really can?
Yeah.
You know? And I know better now. I know better to trust my vision all the time. Like, if I imagine it, it's real. What you imagine, action is the only step between creativity and reality. But anything you imagine is actually real. Action is the only step between creativity and reality. But anything you imagine is actually real.
Yeah.
You know? So it was hard though. It was hard. I ended up I had a lump sum of money from my job. It went by like that. I ended up smoking so much weed. I was just in the house. I was depressed, and it got bad. It was the lowest point I've ever been at in my life, and also kind of turned into the highest point with all the shows and all the freedom, you know. But that depression was still kicking my ass. You know, even after every show, I gotta go back home, and I'm still not a millionaire. You know.
But you know, so you keep going.
Yeah. To talk about the good things about leaving my job, I never expected it to change me so much. Just going to work every day and being on that cycle, being on that routine, can limit your human experience so much. So I started learning about rest. Number one, I learned how to actually rest. And I remember, I thought I would be lazy. I found out you can't really be lazy because your body only lets you sleep so much. I slept for probably like 2 weeks. I slept in. Probably 2 months actually. Just slept in every day because that's how overworked I was. You know. Where am I going with this?
Bro, keep going.
Oh yeah. I learned about rest. I learned about nutrition.
Readjust, tinkle, and whatnot.
Yeah, all that good shit.
Yep. Alright. Back to topic, actually. Shit, what are we talking about?
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, fuck. Not yet mac and cheese. Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, screw it. I have one question, and that's just because the song is like phenomenal. Why mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese. Okay, so mac and cheese is one of my 2 favorite foods.
Oh, okay.
Cheesecake is probably the other one. I'm in the cheesecake lovers group on Facebook. I never thought I would be in one, bro. I never thought I would be that guy. They be having all these recipes in there, bro. Most of it be like old ladies. I'm like, I don't care, bro. That shit is fire. I love all my old ladies that know how to bake.
What's your favorite cheesesteak?
Oh, there's so many, bro. One of the best ones I had was the birthday cake cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory.
I'm not that hip.
Nah, you don't got. I wouldn't expect you to be.
I'm not that hip.
I wouldn't expect you to be, but it's like a combination between typical birthday cake and cheesecake, and it was a birthday present as well. Back to the mac and cheese. All right, so mac and cheese is my other second favorite food, but it's kind of a staple for, you know, how do I say it? Forget how I say it. The best way to make your mac and cheese is the baked mac and cheese. That's the way I grew up on it. That's the way my family makes it.
I agree.
Put it in the oven. You gotta put it in the oven. It's gotta have a little crisp on it. Now there's different ways. I've seen people do it a lot of different ways, but the way my mom makes it, it's phenomenal. I will say, mac and cheese is a play on words.
Yeah.
If you ever had macaroni in the pot, you stir it around, it makes a sound similar to when you are, you know, having some fun time with a special lady. So I was having some fun time with a special lady a lot when I was writing that song. Oh man, these fruit flies bite out here, bro. They're different.
Yeah.
It's not even the mosquitoes. Yeah, bro. Mac and cheese is about the sound that, you know, the lady parts make. Anyways. Yeah. I didn't even mean to drip. They said, now the puddle, I will say, the puddle part is not sexual. That part is not sexual. I want to clear that up.
There was no way to not, now that you said that, there is no way to not,
I gotta clear it up.
Not sexualize that.
The puddle is not sexual. The puddle is just like, I made a puddle. I got so much swag. I'm dripping. I just made a puddle. I ain't even mean to drip. Swag. I made a puddle.
Spit the next bar.
They said it's a stain now. King don't trip.
Like I said.
Well, if y'all want to believe me or not.
It sounded like you said and you said you're making things happen during mac and cheese. So like that literal first 4 bars, it literally sounds like, yo, you done just made shoddy like ooh goo 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 guy, and she done stain your sheets and calling you king.
Wow. I could totally understand that interpretation of that bar.
Yeah, I see it now. I didn't see it before. See it now.
But the song is also about mac and cheese.
Yeah.
You know, because I really fuck with mac and cheese. And the way I wrote that hook, I was just like, I wanted it to be an anthem. I was channeling like almost like Chief Keef vibes almost. Not entirely. I just wanted it to be like anthem. I don't know how I say it, but that song was important to me. I wrote it saying this is gonna be my banger, and it pretty much ended up being my banger for a while. Will I perform mac and cheese now? At the right show.
I feel that.
At the right show, but probably not. I had to stop performing mac and cheese.
You saying at the right show. So I've hit a point where depending on the type of show, depends on my set list. I don't have as nearly as much music out as you do. With you kind of on with you on a different wave with the portfolio you currently have out now, although I know you probably are going to have new shit coming soon. Would you still perform certain songs because of certain shows? Like my banger is my Poland remix. Yo, I did a better one than Yachty. I know you're gonna watch this. Everyone's gonna watch this. I did a better one than Yachty. Just saying. Okay. Like that. But I would only do that at certain shows every so often. I wouldn't do that all the time. Same with half my portfolio. So is that how you? Is that? Yeah. Would you? So like you got mac and cheese. Would you still perform songs off your own album or anything from beforehand? If no, because of what they may speak or like portray or whatever, would it at least be because of like that's the beginning of your story?
Yeah, I see what you mean. So most of my old songs, I'm probably not gonna be performing those anymore, just because I don't even see music the same way at all. I don't even have the same goal, which I could probably elaborate on that. But to further answer your question, yes, those songs, even though I may not want to give off that same message anymore, it's still a part of who I am. It's still a part of my journey. And that's why I'm like, yeah, at the right show, I'll perform it. You know what I mean? If the audience can understand, like, I don't even know what I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. Yeah. You know, in general, I don't want to perform most of those songs anymore because I want to be intentional with the way that I'm using my music as a tool. You know, not just for entertainment, but as a tool. But like I said, I like to turn up. I like to crank, and I know, not that I think, those type of concerts, the crank concerts, the turn up concerts, the jump around, that is a good thing. You know, it's a good energy to have. And I watched back all these videos I did, especially my birthday party. Thank you for coming to that and being the cameraman for that. I watched back those videos. I just see all the crowd, everybody, like they all look different. They're all like various ages. Everybody's jumping around in unison. You know, and that type of energy is always positive. You know,
it's kind of crazy you say that a little bit. For me, here's why.
Yeah.
It's like I battled for a long time with what I put out there because of the message. Because of
really,
yeah. My friends and you gave me that courage on. I don't know, man, just get up and go stupid. When I was talking about, like, I don't know, bro, I don't want to just get up and go stupid. I don't know, man, just get up and go stupid. It's like I got up and went stupid. It's fucking good. It's great. It's good. It's dope. Yeah, it's great. It's good. It's dope. Yeah. But where was I going with that? I'm starting to see where my peeps. I'm starting to see where it's kind of coming full circle. Mm-hmm. Like from my perspective on like me looking out whatnot / like taking notes or whatever. I'm kind of see where it's coming full circle. Not really on a like I was right, but on a more so of like, okay, the message definitely was clear. If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. So I apologize if I'm like vague or broad or like too deep in there. Get used to it. I'm around.
You said the message was there. Like, what message you mean?
I was at the beginning when you guys were kind of blowing up, which I don't even fuck when anyone says, "Yo, homie's blowing up." Just get that out there. Homie's blowing up. Like Nova's doing it big, Virginia's doing it big, DMV's doing it big, but yeah, like, but that's why I bring that up. It's like I was encouraged to just go stupid. But I'm seeing where you guys are coming to a point where like you're figuring out what you want to say. You're figuring out, if not the message, then the proper image. Like not image in the sense of entertainment, in the sense of like it matters.
So, for example, right? I talked about the Ona album. Talked about the mac and cheese. We know what mac and cheese means now. Play on words. All right, you caught me. Puddle, I mean to drip. But when I dropped that project, I didn't have a real audience like that. You know, I had a very small audience that was like my close friends and some of my music people I met, but the audience was growing. So now after doing all these shows, I do have an audience now. When I go, I post something on the internet, people are looking at it. So that's where I'm like, what am I giving you guys now? What does that say about me in terms of the span of my craft, or what was the result of it? You know, and that's why I'm kind of like trying to hone in on things. Also, I'm close to the 30 club myself. Not as close as my boy, but I'll be 27 next year, and it just puts things into perspective. You know, like
a lot of people, I say it all the time, and like people kind of look over, like they people haha, or like someone who's like just like a few years younger than me, they do the whole like, oh yeah, but like it really does make a difference. Which, okay guys, we get it, age is whatever to you, but it really does make a difference. It makes a difference because of where you are in your life. It makes a difference because of the experience you may or may not go through, you want to go through, you have gone through. Who are some of your supportive figures? We do not judge, okay? I don't care if it's rock, country, jazz, lo-fi, I don't care. Alright.
You mean like people that I look up to?
Supportive figures in music. Yeah, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I guess if that's how you take that, yeah. Just that was honestly just the best way I could word it. Just supportive. Who are your supportive figures in music? So, yeah. So like, who? So either your inspiration to music, or just your supportive figures music wise, who kind of help to inspire you.
Okay. Let me think about that. I do feel like I need to credit local artists,
dude,
a little bit with that.
Credit.
Yeah.
That, huh? That's like when I mean supportive figures. Yeah. Like, I know it sounds like I mean like celebrity, whatever. No, I legitimately supportive figure, supportive person, supportive human beings in the music world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think about that. I gotta give props to my boys SNRG. They were the first ones to put me on with the show, really. And they ran this open mic in Falls Church. At Crescendo Studios, they ran an open mic. They were doing it every week on Thursdays for a while, and then they had to change it to monthly now. But I gotta credit them because they go out and they do it just off the muscle. And they make space for a lot of artists, and they give people opportunities to do shows. And I've never paid them to do any show that I've done. No, I've never paid them. But they have given me opportunities to make money off of the performances that I've done. So I gotta definitely credit them, and just a lot of other endless local influences. I don't even know where to start and stop with that. I gotta give props to my boy Ricky Rick. He don't record music anymore, as far as I know. He was the first studio that I started going to, and Ricky was a mentor in a way, where he would tell me like, hey, record that again, or sing that a little bit higher pitch, where he actually gave a fuck about the music. And
I love those people, man.
Yeah, bro. So I gotta give shout outs to people like them who started me on my journey to where I didn't have the confidence in myself yet. I didn't know how to structure a song. I didn't know about the main track, backing vocals, and ad libs, and I didn't know about all that shit. I was like, I know how to rap. So I gotta give credits to them. I do have to say a lot of my career was influenced by XXXTentacion, and I don't want to speak on his personal life or his morals or anything like that. I feel like it's almost, I don't want to say it's not relevant, but we're talking about the music. I don't want to say it's not relevant, but the influence I got from him was just the pure raw energy that he put into his music, into his performances. And I know he was on bullshit. Most of the time now, I won't crank him, to be honest with you. Most of the time I can't. But for a period of time in my life, that was all I could listen to because it was real. It was authentic energy. It was a lot of aggression, but it was real. And I think that's why a lot of people listen to music like that, because they want to feel something.
I love how you started talking about X and the weather just completely calmed.
Yeah, the sky just went totally
just
like,
totally calmed
dim
it down.
yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah, R.I.P. Big
R.I.P.
respect. You know what I mean? However you feel about him, he made a lot of waves in hip hop, and yeah, I feel like if he wasn't taking out the game when he did, I think he would have really taken over the world.
Yeah, I think I would be honest. So like, I personally feel like I kind of feel like there was one point in time where I didn't like listening to his music, but then those feelings became too real, like you said.
Right.
But then it also just became the simple factor of I can connect with it.
Right.
I love the rawness of it. It was the hype and the energy. For me, it more so became a lot of his early shit. Like I felt like I've outgrown. Whereas it might sound dumb because like I'm only a few years older, if not the same. I'm losing age. Yeah.
You don't keep those, bro? Roaches?
If there's weed, I mean, if it's worth it, yeah. If it's not worth it, man, if you're hitting tobacco, or you're hitting tobacco. If you're hitting the filter, you're hitting the fucking filter. Yeah, like
Respect.
Just not to change the topic, but all my weed peeps out there, like it's done. It's done.
Bro, I be smoking them shits till they get little, and then I be pocketing them.
There's nothing to pocket.
Roll them back. I mean, I don't smoke no more, but roll them back up like you get like 10 or 12 of them hoes. Like, a brand new J.
I understand unraveling them, putting them in a bowl. Like I understand that, or I understand unraveling them to a J, but like I'm nowhere near home.
All right. Fair. That's fair, bro. That's fair. I'm not smoking this shit no way, so don't even listen to me.
Oh yeah, you want to talk on that a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Alright, wait. I'm gonna call him out. I need to ask my show. Earlier this year, man, homie wasn't smoking. Alright, cool. We got out to the beach. We went out to Virginia Beach. Homie had a show. Oh yeah, I can tell the world this.
Forgot about the Virginia Beach shows.
Yeah.
We talked about shows and forgot about those.
I can tell the world this. Back in February, my lens broke, and homie right here bought me a new lens. Not only did he buy me a new lens, but upon me being happy to get a new lens and using it, I discovered I got a legitimate, way better lens in general. In general. And got it for me, asked me if I can shoot the show at the beach for him. I told him I got him. I mean, I had him anyway, but yeah. Fuck, where was going at? We were talking about the beach show. Yeah, tell him about that. Yeah, at the beach show. He wasn't smoking. I was smoking. Fast forward like 2 months later at a home show, homie was smoking. I felt a little offended because he told me no. And then homie took me to the studio because I had a stew session, which we got a song out together. And homie smoked. And just So why are you not like why have you put the ganja down? Which I support, by the way. I've had to put it down a few times myself to focus and rediscipline.
Yeah, man, I can definitely talk on that. I don't know why I didn't think we were gonna talk about weed today. It's appropriate, you know what I mean? So, like I said, when I was in my depressive state, I was just smoking so much weed, bro, and it was just like I felt like I had basically fall victim to my addictions, you know, and sometimes I would just throw days away. Where it's like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, I'm about to go make this money, I'm about to go make this promo, I'm gonna work on this video edit. Tap that J, I'm like, nah, we'll do this tomorrow, you know. So that's just kind of part of it. But what really led me to stop smoking weed this time is, like I said, number one, the addictions and the depression. Well, actually, I guess the depression was really the main part of it. I was just so down I knew I had to let my brain chemicals regroup. And I knew I couldn't do that if I kept smoking weed. And
You can't smoke weed when you're depressed. Weed helps everything, but sometimes you shouldn't always smoke for something else.
so it's like weed helps with depression, but it simultaneously perpetuates the depression as well. So where you might smoke weed and you're not depressed for a moment, but it might be ultimately making you feel more depressed.
That's where it depends on the weed. Because if I'm depressed and you give me some sativa, I'm fucking happy as a fly cleaning the house.
I get you on that, man. And I don't want to take that away from you. And everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, that shit was fucking me up. And I had got to the point where I was smoking so much. And it wasn't just smoke. I would just do edibles, vape, weed, like all different mixture of shit. You know? And every day. Sometimes multiple times a day. And it got to the point where my attention span was so low, I would forget what I was saying mid-sentence. And I would have to pause sometimes and be like, hold on. Like that for a brick. And it's like,
it's a process to catch up.
You know, it's weed brain, but at the same time, it's like, damn, I'm really not here like that. And I always consider myself like an intellectual person, you know?
Yeah.
So for me to not be able to even remember what the hell I'm saying in the same sentence is like, no. It also was affecting my physical too. Like, I started developing a cough, started getting like inflammation in my throat, and it was just like, okay, I don't actually want to kill myself. Like, I don't want to die from this shit. But like I said, I'm getting close. I'm getting higher in life. Like, hey, when you're so young, you can smoke all the time. It doesn't matter. Your body is resilient. It will heal itself. At some point in time, it's like, no, people really get these diseases. They really get lung cancer. They really get organ failure, whatever else. Like, that shit is real.
Yeah.
And, you know, the idols that we have on the big screens, they're not going to tell you about that.
I think it's cool that you took a step back from cannabis for those reasons. I think more people should know that it is completely okay to chill out on weed for a bit, to chill out on the cannabis for a bit.
Another thing is, like, it's hard when that's what you're used to, because your body communicates with you in a way where it will crave the things that you give it. And so you have to kind of wait to even have your body turn those cravings off.
So,
you know?
So I understand that, but because I used to be on drugs, like I've been sober for a while now, because I used to be on the drugs, because those cravings work the exact same way. Like everything else, like no matter how bad, in that moment I might think about that craving or feel it, whatever, everything else is like, it doesn't compare to that. So
maybe not like on a daily basis or an hourly basis. Like, I don't know. I don't want to speak on what your experiences are. And also, I will say that there's a lot of uses for that plant. You know what I mean? There's a lot of uses. And if you're somebody that's recovering from some harder shit, like, weed might be a good choice for you.
I had to figure out how to responsibly smoke before I could actually enjoyably smoke. Cause I was a big stoner, man.
That's a good point.
I was a big stoner, and then it got to the same point. You need to realign and refocus, and I was blowing all my money. So I got to a responsible point.
But with weed, right? Like, it's also got to do with the way that we even approach substances as a society, because we don't approach things in a herbalistic and a healing manner most of the time. We approach it as a drug. And that's, you know, we just try to get the most out of something. You try to get the highest or the drunkest. We don't actually try to get purpose of something.
It's kind of like materialist things. It's really no value in materialistic things like that. But certain things have value that is not of money, that is not of
value,
materialistic things.
value and purpose.
Exactly, that have purpose. Yeah.
You know, so I would like to live in a world where we embrace the purpose of these plants that are here. You know, they're here. Like, well, they're not random. Like, they do something. And there's a reason why it interacts with our body the way that it does. And I gotta say, I've definitely learned a lot from weed. I've healed a lot from it. But it should be something that you understand and use intentionally. You know.
Agreed.
As it was something that definitely helped me break down my social anxiety. I used to have social anxiety a lot worse as a kid. Like, I used to have that shit bad.
I feel that.
You know, and it's like, but it shouldn't become a crutch. It should be a tool, you know. And, yeah. But, you know, I've also found out something about myself is that the things that I'm addicted to, I've developed addictions to, I just have to stay away from them in general. That's just me personally. And that's why I'm like, I don't think I can touch weed, bro. Like, you said it in this interview, I had already stopped smoking weed. And I've stopped smoking weed multiple times. Every time I go back to it, I go harder. This time I found myself selling weed. I was selling weed. I was, you know what I mean? I was the dealer for a second. I said it on camera. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't have that shit no more. Y'all got nothing on me. Anyway. But
I feel that one. My history is wild.
I was selling it, and I was also so bold to be high in my house every day in front of my mom. I've never been that bold before. You know? So this is like, okay, this is not a step up. This is a step down.
That's another difference I can't understand. My mom was a stoner for the function. Like, she wasn't lazy. She was just stoner.
I get that, bro. I get
so
that.
So it's like, this is crazy.
I get that.
It's actually awesome to know. I wouldn't think that about you. Yeah, I know. I was like, that's good. That's good to know. I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, it's just you know, everybody's life is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess I want to make that clear too. For me, it's just not what I want for myself anymore. You know, do I miss tapping a J? Yeah, I think about it sometimes. You know, but
You're not missing much.
What I enjoy more is my health, is my clarity, breathing. I enjoy my attention span and dreaming. I've been doing a lot of dreaming. I've been doing like dream work. Like I've been lucid dreaming, and I've been keeping a dream journal. I can't do one of those things when I light up. You know, so to me, I'm enjoying life more without it. I feel like I've also smoked long enough. I started smoking when I was like 18, 17. So I had about 10 years of being a pothead. I get it. I know what it's like. You know, I can let it go.
Amen. Amen.
Appreciate that.
Amen. Let me clarify something real quick before y'all call me out on the J I started this show with. I don't smell like I used to. Okay. Shit. What's your message to the world?
A message to the world. My message to the world, I guess I would say, is do some deep thinking. Think about the things you do all the time and try to think about why you do them. I feel like media influences us so much more than we realize. And that's kind of what I'm trying to talk about in my next project coming out. I do have an album I'm working on. You guys will be seeing that whenever I can get in the studio. I've been trying to get in the studio. Pay attention to learn to figure out who you are as an individual, and don't learn from society. So there's a lot of things in society that don't make sense. We just do stuff and we feel like we need to do it to be regular or to be accepted or to be manly or you know, or to be whatever you want to be. But think about why we do certain things. And I do feel like there is an agenda. I feel like there's an agenda for us to be controlled. I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about that a lot, and I actually refuse to be controlled. So I'm breaking away from a lot of stereotypes, and that's something that's gonna be shown in my music. Even the stereotypes of what it means to look like me. You know, I actually don't say the N-word anymore. I won't say it. I don't claim that over myself because I don't adhere to everything that word describes. You know, when I look at my brothers and my sisters, I don't want to see them that way anymore. And I know it's a word, and we can debate about this word all day long, you know what I mean? I'm not even telling y'all not to use it. I'm talking about myself. The thing is, I'm the artist, so I have to live what I put in my music. You know what I mean? I have a certain responsibility in that way to my craft. But I realized the way I was using that word, I wasn't using it to uplift people all the time, especially in my music. Like, you know, I was like saying like, these are the people I can't stand. You know, y'all not, these bleeps is not doing this to me. These bleeps is testing me. You know, I'm fighting these bleeps. You know, and it is racially motivated a little bit. I don't necessarily mean like, you know, people that look like me all the time when I say that, but I kind of do have a gripe with, and I realize that like, wow, I have a gripe with it. That goes back to tie-in, and I don't want this to sound like a rant, that goes back to tie-in with the media. That's kind of my gripe with hip-hop right now, is that we have these people that are the figureheads that look like me and you, but the words they're putting out is not controlled by us, it's controlled by whoever's in charge of them. It's the labels. The labels are very aware of the racial messages that are being put out. It's broadcasted to the world believes it, we believe it, we act on it.
Yeah.
And it's just this cycle of perpetuation. And that's why I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to tell my people how to be good for themselves, how to be healthy, how to be positive. Because that's all we really want. All we want is to love and enjoy life. That's all I want. That's the shit I think all the time now, nigga.
That's really deep.
Yeah, that's the point of my next project coming out. I'm trying to think if I want to tell the name of it right now. It's called Sober Earth. Is the name of it. Sober Earth. This is a title that came to me a long time ago, and I was not sober when it came to me either. I was still blazing up. I thought I was just going to drop it just off the catchiness or something. You know?
Those are usually the moments when you know it's time to go sober. I'm being honest. Those are usually moments when you know it's time to get sober. I'm pushing 2 years. Sober, hard shit.
That's what's up, man.
It's hard.
I'm really proud of you, bro.
Thank you. But yo, real quick, it's hard. That's why I vibe with everything you're saying. That's also why I agree with everything you're saying completely. Like, it's hard. It's not hard unless you think about it. You know that group? Your Beauty, My Camera? Your Beauty, My Camera. Yeah.
This camera.
Yeah. That camera. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about that, bro. That's another thing we've kind of started at the same time somewhat. But I understand that you originally picked it up as a side gig, but then it like became a legitimate interest.
Yeah. So my photography or my camera career like started here, basically. I got a camera years ago and I was just taking pictures for fun, and then I shot a music video here, like I don't got no type. It was like a remix of that. It wasn't my song. I just like synced up all the audio. I shot a scene right there. You know, and I just was playing around with the video editor. I was using Sony Vegas at the time.
Them days.
Yeah, no, never.
Them days.
Yeah, never again. The laptop I was using was so weak too. It was just really not a good combination. There was so many limited transitions and effects, but it was a good starting point. Anyways, that was something I kind of tucked away. But that was the main tool that allowed me to free myself from my job and actually end up going on my journey of complete freedom. So I didn't realize I was looking for that. I didn't realize I was going on that. What was the question?
Camera. I was asking, how'd you get into that? You're doing well.
Yeah.
I'm the high one.
I know, right? I'm recovering from weed brain like shit.
It's hard to get out there. I like it.
I knew that I can't be what's the word? I knew better as an artist starting out. I knew that it's not easy making it as an artist. It's very hard making it as an independent artist, and I knew that, especially as a rapper. And I'm not a singer. I sing with autotune. If y'all heard my tracks, I sing with autotune. I took some vocal lessons, but after all the smoking, them vocal lessons went trash, baby. Anyways, camera work was something that I knew I was good enough to do to get paid for. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, it was a skill that I decided to invest more time into. I started shooting music videos for $100 and way underselling myself. I just shot so many music videos, and the day that I got booked for my first video shoot, I had to go buy a tripod that day. I had to go buy a Bluetooth speaker that same day. You know, put the video together. It came out really clean. I knew I had experience with video editing, but I hadn't quite made a music video. So I feel that. Yeah, so I worked my way, all these $100 music videos. Some I shot for less than $100 if it was a good homie. Some I just traded for studio time. Heartbreaks and Mosh Pits, shout out to my boy Keith Anthony. He moved to Florida to go to school. I think he goes to Full Sail. Keith Anthony, I shot his music video back in the day, and he ended up recording multiple tracks for me off that album. Little Bit, listen, a Little Bit, that was recorded by Keith Anthony. Free to Go, Keith Anthony, and another song I did that's not coming out. Anyway, shout out to him. He's actually a full Christian rapper now. So shout out to him for making that huge change.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. But throughout, like I was saying, throughout all those videos I shot for super cheap, some I just did as deals, I really was able to develop a serious craft with this video editing and with the shooting. I got me a better camera, and now I'm in the process of revamping my videography package, and it is going to be more expensive, but it's worth it. I've got special effects I'm doing. I use After Effects. I'll do some stuff where, like, my one music video had Buddy like standing on the counter. Like, I got special effects that I'm doing. I got the work. I've got the camera work and the angles, so it's worth it. And I want people to book me not because they can afford it, but because they like the camera work.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I want people to book me not because they can afford it, but because they like the camera work. I want people to look like, oh, I actually like what you did with that. Hook me up. Every video is always unique. Every video is passionate. I really care about these videos, especially coming from the standpoint of being an artist and being somebody who's paid for music videos.
Yep.
I'm never going to give somebody something that I wouldn't want to put out.
Yeah.
You know, even if the song, I don't vibe with the song like that, I don't care. I'm gonna make the video make the song sound better.
Yep. the song could be trash. That's cool. That's cool. We're gonna make this video dope as fuck. Alright, bet. Now the song's better.
So that's something y'all can look out for from me is new packages, definitely higher prices, but I'm also gonna offer some deals. I'm gonna offer some prices for first time clients, and I'm just gonna try to do a lot of marketing. You know, I'm gonna market, but I've also had to take the time to step away from the camera recently. As I was regrouping myself, I had to step away from the camera, I had to step away from my projects. There were some projects where people waited longer than I wanted them to wait. I did not have it in me to get on my computer. I had to focus on being alive.
Yeah.
So, you know, and
Have you had to take the time to like learn how to market?
I plan on just doing like.
I've also asked
No.
because like I took the time to
No,
learn how to
it's
market, and I discovered to just keep doing what the fuck I'm doing. So that's why I asked.
Most of my marketing recently has been word of mouth, where people would literally hit me up and offer to pay me because their boy did something with me. Another shout out to Kent Black. He put me on to the idea of just showing up places, recording, and charging people a small amount of money. So shout out to him for that, because that was how I got a lot of my connections, was popping up to open mics with my camera and just, hey, you want your footage? Follow me on Instagram.
Shout out to you for the past now. Thank
Hell
you.
yeah, bro. We gotta stick together, man. We gotta put people on, bro. Like, that's what we're all trying to do. All of us entrepreneurs are trying to free ourselves from the systems that the world has placed on us, and it's not easy. So
It's hard, man.
it is not easy. Shout out to you being an entrepreneur. Shout out to you following your dreams. I know sometimes there's gonna be bumps in the path, but it's just life.
Shit's worth it, man.
Yeah.
Shit's worth it.
I appreciate you interviewing me on your birthday, bro.
I appreciate you wanting to be interviewed on my birthday, man.
This is not my first interview, but this is my first in-person interview, and it's definitely my favorite. So.
Okay, this was a podcast. I hit an explosion. Ready? I'll edit that. Alright, guys. Sky! You heard it. Sky Vibes. I'm here with KDB.